tourism kind of that vehicle that takes folks to suborbital space. They've probably got another one of those coming up relatively soon. But I think now they're probably thinking about what's next for New Glenn. They need to fly again, I think, to get it fully certified for national security missions, which will be a big deal if they can use this rocket to kind of launch U.S. spy satellites and kind of military communication satellites. That'll be a huge deal for them. And yeah, they just want to get more and more New Glenn launches under their belt. They want to get more of these rocket landings under their belt and just get this thing flying more and more often. They're also building their own big constellation of you have broadband satellites, like SpaceX's Starlink. They're building their own version of that, and they're going to use New Glenn to kind of launch a lot of those satellites too. So they have big plans for this rocket. They just need to get it flying more and more often. So.
Yeah, we've seen it time and time again here alive now. SpaceX sending different satellites up into orbit for that exact reason. Michael, anything else you'd like to add? This is so very interesting to see, and I know it's obviously a launching pad for Blue Origin in this way. Anything else you'd like to know before I let you go?
No. Well, I think one thing that's interesting is that this was the first Mars launch in more than 5 years. So it's just pretty special, a lot of the focus is on Blue Origin, and rightfully so. This is a huge milestone for them, but it's also just kind of nice to have another mission to Mars, going up. The last one that launched toward Mars was the Perseverance rover, and that was more than 5 years ago. So it's just
skull discovered in a wooded area here in Wayne. I'm Jessica Dupnack, and next we'll lay out all the facts surrounding this bizarre discovery.
It's Dave Kintron here with more highway headaches. Yes, even more. I-696 ramp closures. We'll tell you exactly where moments away.
The men and women known for fighting crime, putting out fires, and saving lives. Some of them honored at Ford Field tonight. I'm Lauren Edwards in Detroit with stories of their heroism.
I'm meteorologist Rich Lumen. No big storms as we head into the weekend, but some changes with our temperatures. We're going to show you all the numbers just ahead.
Working for you. Fox 2 News at 10 starts now.
A disturbing discovery in Wayne. Good evening, everybody. This is Fox 2 News at 10. I'm Ruparaj. A surveying crew stumbles upon a human skull. Let's get live to Fox 2's Jessica Dupnack. She's working the story for us live tonight. And Jess, what have you found out so far?
I want to start from the beginning, Roop, and that was when this afternoon I got a tip about this. Someone sent me a picture, one of our Fox 2 viewers, and even I questioned the legitimacy of it, because what a gruesome discovery. It is, in fact, a human skull. It will now be analyzed at the Wayne County Medical Examiner's office. I want to show you that picture that was sent to me. Now, we did blur it out of respect, but beneath is a human skull, and it actually does not have any teeth. Now, an employee with GLA surveyors doing some work in a wooded area in Wayne found it Thursday afternoon. It was right off Michigan Ave near Newburgh, across from the Ford plant in Wayne. Now, police there say they think this skull is part of the skeletal remains found back in March in that same area. Those remains have been with the Wayne County Medical Examiner's office, and they're still not identified. But according to a forensic anthropologist we talked to, she says this more complete skeleton helps the case altogether.
More portions of an individual that you have, the more clues that you have. There could be an old healing fracture or something like that. I talked about using features of the skull to determine, whether the person was more likely male or female. The best place to look to determine that is actually the pelvis. Every bone really adds to the puzzle and helps us understand who that person is.
Now, at this point in time, there is no speculation on who the skeletal remains or the skull belongs to. Now, that anthropologist we talked to, just really fascinating, important work. We'll talk more about what happens next with these remains, the specifics and how they analyze it, and how they'll use recent missing persons cases to hopefully identify these remains. We'll get into that later at the Edge. But for now, live, Jessica Dupnack, Fox 2 News.
Yeah, certainly really just terrible and gruesome. As you say, this is someone's family member out there. But I do have to ask you, as for the skeletal remains and the skull that was found, does the anthropologist have any idea how long it would take to get to that point where it would appear to just be the skeletal remains?
You know, it was interesting. We asked about that, and because Michigan's weather is so all over the place, that has a huge factor on how, and again, gruesome, but how decay occurs. So it's really unclear at this point how long those remains were out there. But again, Roop, connecting them back to March, so at least March, and at that time they were skeletal as well.
It's certainly sad, but I look forward to your report tonight at 11, kind of unpacking more with this anthropologist. Thanks so much, Jessica Dupnack, for that live report. Well, here we go again with road work. MDOT with more closures, sure to create more headaches for all of us. And it all starts tomorrow. We're talking about ramps along westbound I-696 from I-75 to the Lodge. I'm sure if you travel that, I got your attention. Fox News' Dave Kinchin is traveling that right now at a much less chaotic time than everybody else tomorrow morning. In the old weather beast, he's live with a preview. Dave, what do we need to know?
Yeah, you know, the Beastie McWeatherbeast is what I like to call this truck. We're out here on this stretch that's going to drive some people crazy, maybe, but you know what? We're going to get through it together. It's a Michigan thing. It's what we do. Take a look. We'll show you this stretch of I-696 westbound, what we're talking about here. We're going to walk you through all of this very carefully here, so don't you worry. We've got you covered. Now, we shot video of this area earlier. We'll also show you that. MDOT says on westbound I-696 ramps will be closed from I-75 to M10 beginning Friday night. Now, it's all for a major traffic shift here in Oakland County. MDOT says that as the newly rebuilt eastbound I-696 lanes along that stretch get closer to being done, crews are planning to switch westbound I-696 traffic from 75 to M10 over to the eastbound side in order to rebuild the westbound lanes. Kind of like a game of chess almost here. Now, that traffic switch will limit the entrance and exit ramps available for westbound traffic. Some of the closed entrance ramps include Cousins Avenue, Bermuda/Hilton Road, Woodward Avenue, also known as M1, Coolidge Highway, and others. And as you can imagine, drivers aren't thrilled.
It seems like all cities want to do construction at the same time everywhere. Just really inconvenient.
I wanted to write a letter to somebody in charge because it seems like you find, and I was talking about someone to work about this, and they agreed. It's like there's barrels everywhere, but you never see anyone working. It's like they have too many people putting out barrels and not enough people working.
So you're wondering what's going on here?
Yeah.
Does it get frustrating at all, though? I mean,
absolutely. You know, you try to time out your day to where you want to go, and then you run into construction, and then there you go. You make it on time. Maybe you will, maybe you won't. You got people upset at you. Who knows?
Again, all this taking place on Friday. Again, I-696 westbound ramps will be closed from I-75 to M10. Now, this is weather conditional, so if there is a weather situation, MDOT says the work will essentially take place the following weekend. We'll have the latest, including all of those ramps on our website, fox2detroit.com. Reporting live in the Weather Beast on I-696, Dave Kinchin, Fox 2 News.
All right, so immediately we need to know this is happening where you're talking about. What about the other part of the ramps on the western side? Any work planned for there?
Well, that's all on the list, really, and admittedly, when you look at it, it can be a little bit confusing, but really, once that shift takes place, that's going to be the key thing in all of this. But there's a lot of different, as you can imagine, you know, we drive this all the time, there's a lot of entrance and exit ramps. We'll have that full list online, and you'll definitely want to check that before you head out tomorrow and through the weekend.
Yeah, and of course, we'll have traffic reports starting on Fox 2 News Morning as well with the latest updates there. Dave Kinchin for us live tonight. Thank you. Well, the Northern Lights made their way to southern Michigan last night. Here to brighten up our evening tonight and every night is Weather Authority Rich Luterman. And Rich, what's it called again? The technical name is Borealis?
The Aurora Borealis.
What is the first part?
Aurora.
Aurora Borealis.
That's exactly right.
Bless you. Yes.
Yeah, you can get a bad case of that if you're out in the cold too long. That's right.
Not a vaccine.
We had quiet weather today, Roop. We did see some sunshine. There was still a breeze around, but notice a warm front is developing over Lake Michigan. There's more cloudiness to our west, but it's going to be quiet and cool. 41 for us, 27 in Port Huron right now, 35 up in Lansing. Live pictures right here in Southfield. Nothing doing for the rest of tonight as we get down to 33 on average, but obviously there will be some cool spots cooler than 33. Pleasant tomorrow with less wind. Saturday, we're up near 60 degrees with a shower chance. And then another cooler pattern starts Sunday. We'll check that 7-day forecast route coming up in 20.
All right, thanks so much. Tonight, a salute to those who go above and beyond. We're talking about our first responders and their incredible stories of courage. Fox News' Lauren Edwards is live tonight outside Ford Field. We'll look at this. And Lauren, any chance we get to honor our first responders is a good day.
You know, Roop, I was just thinking, typically when we see first responders, it's in an emergency type situation. You know, it's usually pretty awful. But this night, it was about honoring them, honoring their bravery. And Ford Field is known as home of the Lions, but it was also the site of a celebration for honoring them. Take a look, because it truly was an incredible event. It was the 13th annual Above and Beyond Award Ceremony. 600 people filled the concourse of one of the concourses of Ford Field, including the 37 Detroit police officers, firefighters, and EMTs who were honored for their courage and compassion on the job throughout the year, rescuing people from blazing fires and hoarding conditions, putting suspects behind bars for deadly block parties. And two recipients that Fox 2 spoke with say it's just all a part of the job.
Feels great being able to be recognized for our service to the community with all these other great heroes that have the same passion to serve the community that I do. It's amazing.
Oh, it's exciting to be here, see my peers being recognized, and it's always nice to get a pat on the back. It's a heck of a job. It's unlike anywhere else in the world, and you know, we kind of thrive on it. We love it, but it's hard, dangerous work, and you know, like I said, it's kind of fun.
Now, I really wish you guys could have been there, because it was transformed. Ford Field, just the opening concourse there was very beautiful, very well done. And a special moment during the night is when each of the sports teams pay tribute to those who are out there every day fighting crime, saving lives, and things like that. So it was really beautiful event. But coming up on the edge, you're going to hear from themselves just the harrowing stories, like what led them to this moment, to getting awards. Reporting live here in downtown Detroit, Lauren Edwards, Fox 2 News.
Yeah, you look at the hard work of these men and women and the sacrifice. This comes at a time when fewer people are actually going into law enforcement, which really puts up a challenge for the bosses out there to try to get the next generation interested in this field.
You know, and I'm so glad you said that, because I asked about that. You know, what do you want people to know? Do you think it'll inspire others? And he said he just hopes it inspires. He wants everyone to know, the people we interviewed, that they care about their job. They're dedicated to what they do, and they hope it inspires others to do the same.
Let's hope it does. They certainly do serve as an inspiration. Lauren Edwards for us live tonight. Thank you. Well, a potential vote in Washington to release the Epstein files. You hear about this? An attorney joins us in studio to break it all down. Straight ahead.